Hi everyone, my name is Ashley and welcome to my channel, A Little Patience. This is all about cross stitch and I'm glad you're here with me today. It is Thursday, September 5th and this is Flosstube number 45. So hello and welcome. Thank you for being here. I have some new subscribers because Brenda and Laura from Brenda and the Serial Starter on Flosstube shared one of my charts on their last Flosstube. It was my first ever sampler reproduction that I have in my collection, and I charted it. It is available in my Etsy shop, and so I sent it to them with three of them, one for Laura's mom as well, and I sent them each a card telling them how much they meant to me and their Flosstube and how they got me started on my love of samplers. So if you're here because of them, thank you. So I'm gonna kind of reintroduce myself then. I have a husband. We've been married for 10 years and we have 3 children together. My eldest is in 4th grade. My middle child, she's in 1st grade, and then our youngest is 2 years old, and he's a wild, crazy little guy. So my days are full and full of time well spent and full of love, and very grateful that I have my family, and you know, cross stitch is my like relaxed time, so it centers me, and I love it. So I do have 2 previous finishes to share with you. First, this is hopefully to help inspire me to start decorating for fall and fully finishing some of my fall pieces I have yet to finish, and also to complete this next series I'm going to show you. So this is by Hands On Design. There were 3 of each month in a chart, I believe. It's either 3 or 4, but either way, she has these as a whole series, and this is my September, and I have it finished behind this by the Sweetheart Tree. There's this box, and on that box is where I put these, which are not all fully finished either. So hopefully this will give me inspiration to do the rest. But there is my September. It's cute little chickens. I stitched it on 28 count even weave that I coffee tea dyed, and I most likely used the called for floss. If I changed it, then I just used what I had. And these charts do come with those little buttons. Each month has some buttons to go with it. And then I finished it with some yellow rickrack and this like burgundy, red, and white polka dot fabric on the back. So I'm gonna go put that up when I'm done with this video. And my next one I'll have to find a spot for as well. My next one is by, oh, correct me if I'm wrong, I'm gonna say That's a With Thy Needle and Thread, and this is a series. It's the doorknob, September's doorbells, I think. She has them finished into pillows, and I think a little hanger on top with little bells on the bottom. I most likely did the DMC conversion that is provided, and if I had the cotton over dyed in my collection, then I use that. And I'm going to say this is 36 count vintage country mocha. And I finished this on a little plaque I got at Goodwill that I painted white, and then I added that to the top. And that's some Lady Dots Creates Rick Rack. I'm not sure what color that is. So there's my September one. It's very exciting. The big kids are in school, and I signed up my little one for all sorts of activities that I keep forgetting to take him to. He missed gymnastics twice. So I had to set an alarm on my phone to remind myself. There's a lot going on. My daughter's in dance, my eldest is in Cub Scouts, they've got swim lessons, all sorts of stuff. So it's a lot to keep track of, but I try my best. Okay, so after previous finishes, I'm gonna share my finishes, but first, so I can get this out of my lap, this is my book of days. That's the rest of my August. I didn't add any more stickers. And then for sampler September, I decided to use red pen, even though I really don't like warm colors. Red, orange, and yellow are my least favorite, but I thought it would be fun. And I found some red stickers I had. Got a cute little mushroom house there because, you know, fall starts at the end of the month. And that's what I have so far. I haven't done anything today except my own designs that I've been trying to get. I try to stitch my designs during the day, and then some pleasure stitching in the evening. Let me just tuck this under my notes. Okay, so fully finishes, right? Okay, I have had this stitched up for a little while now, and then I just finally got around to fully finishing it. This is the cross stitch Sassy Strippers from Stitching with the Housewives. And I did try to glue this middle bead up here so they wouldn't quite be below the bottom of the board, but it fell off. So I'll have to fix that. But it should be like this. And then I added they're all individually done and strung on a garland with wood beads and torn homespun and backed with this cute little fabric I had. I don't remember what I stitched it on, but it's a 36 count. I don't remember. And then I added some bows, and I actually had to put some wood beads underneath to pop it up a little bit, and a little spool with some of the white floss I used on each side. So I'm going to hang this on my wall, and hopefully I will remember to take a picture and share it on Instagram because it's super cute. I just love it. And I did all 6 in the series. One of them was a bonus chart, I think it was this one. I think this was the bonus chart. But it's so cute. I love it so much. It's hard to really get a good picture with that in the background, but I'll try to take one later. Okay, and then I worked on a new start, so I'll kind of share that further down, but I also finished Primrose Cottage Berry Basket. This was a part of their Sip and Stitch. They have a new one coming out in a couple days. So it came with the fabric for finishing, this cord. It came with a floss, the chart. It did not come with the cross stitch fabric, and then there's also this chart was also included, and the floss for that as well. A cup, a really cute cup, and some stickers. And I'm going to finish this into a project bag. And I did not use the DMC that it came with. I just pulled some colors from what I had, some overdyed, and I stitched mine on 28 count vintage, 28 count mushroom. I wanted it a little bit bigger for the project bag. And I left off, there's 2 little tiny flowers up here that I left off, and I did not add the back stitching in the windows, and I did add a little gold button or a bead for the doorknob. So that turned out really cute, I think. that is my finish. And I do have some fabric that I'm going to use that I got as my haul, and I'll share that near the end. So I do a previous finish, if I pull any out, and then any finishes that I have. Next would be whips, then I talk about goals, haul, any new releases I have, and then that's it. So that was another finish. So the other one is something I started, and it'll be in my whip pile. Okay, so that brings me to whips. I worked on, well, my floss was tucked in there. I worked on this band sampler right here. It is in the Just Cross Stitch magazine, January, February 2009. I know I don't look that old, but I've been stitching for a long time. And I'm changing the colors. So that is what it looks like. And yeah, that is the whole part, because it's in 3 parts, I think, but I think the first part is up to there, I believe, and then we'll get the rest in the next magazines, which are somewhere in my basement. I'll have to go find them when I'm done with that part. Okay. They just fell out, now they're all messy. But these are the colors I'm using. This is Mayflowers by Gloriana. Gentle Art Slate. Weeks Dye Works Hibiscus, which I'm almost out, so I'll have to find something else. Summer Meadow, Gentle Art. Toasted Marshmallow, Crescent Colors, aka Classic Colorworks. Weeks Dye Works Artichoke. Gentle Art Dried Thyme, and Gentle Art Crystal Lake. And I think, I'm not sure what, I think this is cream. I'm going to say it's 32 count cream fabric, and that is my progress. So it's a lot lighter and brighter than the model. Not as many colors. There's that rainbow silk right there. I'm using it for all the words, and I used it right here as well. I think it's really pretty. So there's my progress. Very cute. It's very pretty. I like it a lot. But sometimes working with 2 floss strands, so it's 2 over 2 on 32. Sometimes working with 2 is not my favorite, so I'll tend to work on something that's just 1 strand. But I am trying to, trying to get it done, and I do like it. It's very pretty. Okay, and then I also worked on Easter Parade a little bit more. That is in my project bag I just shared last time that I made. And that is a Scarlet House design, and I changed the colors to match some fabric from my grandma. So Easter Parade is by With Thy Needle and Thread, and I brightened my colors a little bit. And let me hold it up like this. Oh, let me do it this way. Okay. So I finished the chick. I got this flower done here, and then I started working more on the bunny. And I don't recall what fabric it is. Let me see if I wrote it down on the chart. Does not appear I wrote it down. Nope, and I don't have a note card or anything. I'm sorry. I think it's probably Milk and Honey or Cream and Sugar by Fiber on a Whim. 36 count, so I'm stitching 1 over 2. And there is let me hold it up side by side so you can see the difference in the brightness of the colors. So there we go, pretty. I just want to make sure I'm getting it pretty different. I know it's hard to get like true photographs. I struggle with that myself. Sometimes you gotta lighten it up, but it's still pretty lighter than the called for. So I worked on that. My colors I have pulled are Gentle Art Green Apple. I use this for the grass. Classic Colorworks Colonial Copper. That was for the bird's tummy and the beak and the chick's legs. Classic Colorworks Finley Gold is the chick. Ooh, I have a loose. Gentle Art Rhubarb. That's the flower, the big flower, and then the flowers in the grass, and that'll be the berries in the vine. Then Classic Colorworks Ye Old Gold. I think I used this. I definitely used it here, and then I think I used it here as well to accent that wing right there of the chick. Gentle Art Harvest Basket. I could have used that for the wing instead. I don't quite remember. Crescent Colorworks. Classic Colorworks Brown Hen. I'm using that for the bunny. This is Classic Colorworks Morning Glory, and this is for the birds. Week Styworks Blue Jeans, so that's for the bunny's vest. And then Crescent Colors Poblano Pepper, and that is the darker green of the vine and the stems and the flowers and the grass and the stem of the big flower. So those are the colors I chose. I still need to do more, I think, because there's this white here for the eggs, and then this basket, and then there's some, I didn't realize that at first, there's some pink in there for the bunny's ears, and I'll need to find it dark for the eyes. So I'll still have to find some more choices. All right, it's hot today. I was gonna wear my, I just got a sweater from Barry, I think Stitch Folk. It's the I Love Stitching This Much, and there's two little mice and a girl, and one of the mice says, me too, and the other one says, oh say. So I did get that. I got sand, the color sand, in a sweatshirt, but it's very hot here today. It's about 86, and I'm in the Chicago suburbs, but I'm hesitant to turn on the air conditioning because number one, I love the fresh air. I love having my windows open, but it's gonna drop down to 67 tomorrow, so I don't really see the point. So we'll just deal with it and plain t-shirt. Okay, so this was a new start. I got a head start on Sampler September. This is the needle book from the Angel Dillies or Angel Dillies 1859. It is the project box from school. It's the Schoolgirl Samplers project box. Let me just go get it real fast. Schoolgirl Sewing Club from the Cruel Goblin in Australia. So I got, this is box number 1, and this came with the chart for the sampler, and the fabric, the floss, there's the sampler, and then they designed this little needle book to go with it, and they provided the fabric, the ribbon, and the batting for that as well. And I started this and finished it, and I just need to fully finish it, but I need to decide what kind of fabric I'm going to use. So I did change mine up a little bit. This is what the outside looks. So this section here is the border of the sampler, and I did that over here as well. And then this top border, I copied it for the bottom. And then instead of having my initials on the, I think what would be the back of the book, I moved it to the front. I'm not sure. I'd have to look at the chart, but it is on the front, and I, instead of stitching the bird, I stitched the bunny. And then on the back, I just did this little little thing right here. So I stitched this on the fabric that they provided. Clearly not in the middle by any means. I have a lot of excess on top. But that, see there's that little tiny one. That is my finish. So I got this stitched up in a couple days. The colors are very delicate, very muted. It's very cute though. And I did not give that bunny the bright red eye. I don't like, that's just a little creepy to me in my opinion. So I gave it a little pink eye, just a little bit better. I didn't want to do brown because it's all brown. So I chose the darker pink, but it's super cute. Now I just need to figure out what fabric to use for the inside. If I want to use this, which it came with, or if I want to choose something I have. And then I think I'm going to stitch in the middle a little, like one piece of felt. So I have 2 flaps to stick my needles in instead of sticking it in that fabric. So I'll have to find some felt to go in the middle as well, which I have a whole box full of it. I just need to sit down and decide what to use. So there's my finish again. Very pretty. I'm very excited to get it done. I'll just set that down here next to everything else. All right, next is also a new start. I started this, I think, on the last day of August. So again, I got a head start on Sampler September, and I shared those plans in my previous video. This is the Petite Pastel Sampler from JBW. It was in her book. I have it right here on my chair. Let me just grab it real fast without making everything fall down. Okay, it's from this. Her, what does that say? A collection of petite samplers. It's this one right here. And I started it on some fabric with the called for DMCs, and I didn't like it. I thought it was too pastel. It looked very different than this photo. So I changed my fabric because mine was too stiff, and I got something a little bit softer, and then I'm working my way through and trying to match the colors to the photograph as best I can. So I came up with Queen Bee, Classic Colorworks, Gentle Art, Victorian Pink. I haven't used this yet, and I'm not sure I will, but we'll see. Because this is supposed to be what looks like dark, like this brown, this tan, but it's actually supposed to be a pastel green. So I haven't decided. So when I restarted it, I started stitching, I did the border, and then I started stitching the numbers in the bottom, except this orange here and here. I still need to choose a floss for that, and the dark green I need to choose. But that looks like it's tan to me, so I'm not sure if I'll go with green or not. But this is Classic Colorworks Lettuce Leaf, and then Weeks Dye Works, I think Lilac. And then the border is Classic Colorworks Tennessee Red Clay and some of the insides. So those are the colors I've pulled so far, and I've used all but one. And let me see if I can get like a blank white paper to put behind it. I'll just use my notebook. Okay, so that's as far as I got. And I'll put this next to it so you can see. I wish I had pulled out the first one I started, but I don't remember where I put it, so you could see what the pastel, the DMCs are. But I think that's pretty close. The purple could be a little bit darker, but I don't have a lot of purple floss. But I think it's coming along nicely, and I'll just need to choose a couple more colors, and then this should be done in like one more sitting if I can figure out what colors to use. So I'm really liking that one a lot, and the fabric is so nice. I did write down the fabric. Let me see. It is Weeks Dye Works linen, and it's 40 count. So, there you go. Coming along very nicely with that one as well. Okay, I'm gonna set this right here. All right, so let me flip my notebook back around. I also started Ellen Barber, 1895. I've had this for a little while. It's so cute and so sweet. I'm using the called for DMC, but the I think the model was stitched with Over Soie. So the there's a few different types that are suggested, you know, different types of conversions, I suppose, for different types of floss. But I have all the DMC, so I'll use that. And I have like a scrap piece from my LNS of Weeks 30 count parchment. So I'm stitching it 2 over 2, and I did not get very far. And I do have to stitch this one using a hoop because the fabric is very slippery. It moves around a lot. So I did not get very far. And that's my progress. But I thought the fabric matched up pretty well with the photograph. The fabric, called for fabric is Marbled Pointer by Extra U Designs. But I just had this fabric already, and I thought it looked pretty close to that picture. Colors are so bright. Let's see, does it say how old she was? Not on the cover, but I'm sure there's information inside about it. There always is. So I imagine she was quite young, choosing all those colors, those fun childlike colors. So I started this, and I only worked on it for a little bit and then moved on to something else. But then I worked on Mary Gibson, 1828, and this is in a project bag I made. I stitched this. It's my grandma's fabric and some of her lace. So this was a project from the Homespun Needlework group on Facebook. It is an exclusive, but I believe it's either has been released or will be released. I know the designer also did a drum with the houses. So if you don't want to stitch the whole thing, go check that out. And this is being stitched with the DMC, called for DMC, on 36 count Thornfield by Needle and Flax. So I wasn't so sure about those little cherubs there. They're awfully bright pink, but I am deciding to stitch everything as it's been charted and everything that's been called for. Sometimes when I get those kits like this, I do not get the overdyed because it gets a little expensive. So I got DMC, and that's how far I am. So I have to finish up a couple more of those motifs, get the letters done for the verse. There's a couple berry baskets and flowers, but really I just want to get to those houses. But it's so pretty. It's very pretty. But those shrubs are awfully bright. They must be off squeaky clean. When you're, you scrub yourself and you get all red. Or you take a really hot shower or bath and your skin's all red. That's what I think of when I see those little shrubs. I also worked on Humble and Kind by La Di Da. This was my birthday start. I made a trip to my LNS more times than I'd care to admit recently, but one of the times I was there, I picked up the fabric and the NPI silks for this. So I'm using all the called for, but I am making a few changes. I must have a bad chart or something, because this whole entire alphabet is not on my chart. There's like this tree does not match up with this flower. They don't match up. There's some leaves that are not symmetrical, so I'm making those few changes and a couple color changes, because you can't really see the stay humble and kind on the fabric. So I still haven't taken that out, but I will be taking it out. Whoops, get all that on there. I finished the that little border underneath the house. It's very pretty. And I got this flower stitched up except the bottom. So I'm gonna wait until I do the other one and then I'll match them up. And then I started working on that house. I'm trying to get those windows in so I can just do some fill in. I think I'm going to change the color of the door. I think I'm gonna make it pink. And it's, like I said, it's really hard to see the words, so I still have yet to take those out and change the color. Someone was kind enough to send me a picture of their chart on the homespun needlework group, so I do have the bottom, but it's really hard to see, so I'm gonna wait. I'll stitch that one last. And I'm pretty sure, it's hard to see the colors too, but I'm pretty sure this is just that dark green, and then the letters look like it's that dark burgundy, which is what the birds will be. So I'm gonna get it together. That's my progress. Hopefully it shows up okay with just nothing behind it. The light's shining through a little bit. And like I said, it's the NPI silks. So they're on some little floss drops I made. I had like a calendar planner, the one that's like on the, you know, like the spiral notebook kind of calendar planner. And these were like the front pages of the month, so I ripped them out and cut them down and glued them together, because the month view was on the back of this. So I made some floss drops with those pages. Very cute. I was gonna try to do a lighter fabric and then 103s, but it was just taking me too long to choose my colors, and I had my youngest with me, and that's hard to manage him. Well, not, you know, he's touching everything and he really shouldn't be. So I just went with the called for, and it's really pretty. A little bit darker than what I like, but I'm still loving it. It's I think my favorite thing to stitch on right now. So, and then my last whip is Americana Blue. This is by October House Fiber Arts, and I'm stitching this for my mom. She picked out the fabric, she picked out the floss. This was a Nashville market release in the springtime. So she chose 40 count Fox and Rabbit Mayflower, and the floss is 103 number 417. I think I have a squirrel right outside my window. You know, they're pretty busy this time of year, so she just really liked the sheen, the shininess. So I worked on this last night, and I started building that huge house. Oh my gosh, that house, it's gonna take a lot of work. So I did get this tree done, and then I jumped over to this house. So I'm building a house. And I still have my needle in there from last night. I think I was so tired, I just folded it up as best I could and put it on my table and then went to bed. So there's my house, the start of it. And it's really pretty. It's so much prettier in person. this video does not do it justice. And that's typically the case for lots of things. So those are my whips. I know I was very excited to stitch samplers, and I still am, but I think I was trying to start too many new projects. So my goal, so that's next, is number 4 is goals, is to stitch what makes me happy, but try to not start anything new, even though I pulled out some ideas for Sampler September. So I also want to work on making a camping quilt for my boys. I made it. I showed it in one of my videos, and it's terrible. So I decided I cannot do this. I took it all. I'm working on taking all the squares apart, and I'm going to fix it. I ordered some different charm packs to go with the camping theme, and I'll see if they fit the size better. So I'm working on that. I was working on that outside yesterday, pulling them apart, and because it's messy. And my little one was just on his balance bike, just going around the driveway. That's his favorite thing. He thinks he's a motorcycle, and he loves it. So, and then I want to work on my sewing machine area. I need to make a cover for my sewing machine. It's a long time coming. I really need to do it, and kind of tidy it up, maybe get a little storage container for my table. Going to continue stitching models for my latest designs, and then I'm going to work on my sewing box. So I got this from IKEA, of all places. I had to order something for my eldest son. He so my boys share a room, but the little one's still in his crib, and they have bunk beds in there as well, so there's not a lot of space. And my eldest is a voracious reader, so he always has like a pile of books by his bed, and then you have no room to walk. But so I purchased a little storage stool. It has a flat top, and then kind of like those old magazine table racks that you stick the magazines in. So I thought he could put his books in there and keep like his reading light on top and whatever he needs. And so I got this as well when I purchased that. So I stained his a darker color, and then finished it with I don't know, some kind of finishing stuff. And that's what I did with mine. I just did the finishing on this, so I kept it the color. There's stuff rolling around. It's my 103s. They're just rolling around on the top there. So what I want to do is I want to kind of like how people are doing the those oh my gosh, the stitching things, which I told myself I'd never do, and I ordered one where it's like the travel jewelry case, the stitching case, and they turn it into a stitching case and add all these things. And I told myself I don't need that. I have enough. I don't have room. I have nothing to put inside, and I ordered one off Amazon. So it'll be here at the end of the month. It's gonna take a while to get here. So I'm falling down that rabbit hole, and I want to do the same with my sewing box too, and I thought I could use this as my sampler box. So I want to, in the bottom, cut out a piece of just a board, and I have some board, like craft board, cover it with fabric and put it in the bottom. And then I want to do the same with the tops here, and maybe add some decorations and stuff. So I will be working on that and slowly adding things. But it fits, this is from IKEA, they still have it, and it fits 103s very nicely. So in case you, and then there are, I have mine screwed in really tight, otherwise it'd be a lot easier to open. It does have this for the top. I just have it open because it's still kind of stinky from this, the finishing. See? I think I need to loosen my screws because it should sit nicely. I think they're just too tight. So it's a pretty good size. And I do have another sewing box that I got from, I think, Joann Fabrics, but my handle broke off and it's in the bottom of my cabinet here. And I never bring it out. I have fabric in there and some pins. But I thought this would be really cute to have like my samplers in here that I'm working on. So I want to work on that. And so those are my goals. And then I have just a tiny bit of haul to share with you. I received some floss in the mail, and this is from Stitchy Box. So I got Favorite Blanket, and this is a silk. I think it was either on sale or they were just trying to, I don't remember, but go check it out because it was not expensive. I like those greens and pinks and browns. And then I got the Beatrix Potter sampler. And I thought that would be really cute to use that floss to stitch this. So I've never done a Quaker before, and I really do like them. There's something about those geometric designs that I'm attracted to. I did also get the Rose Quaker sampler I shared with you, I think, last video as well. But this one you can only get through Stitchy Box, I believe. I'm not entirely sure. But it's so cute. I love the little, I was gonna say, aren't there bunnies on here? I thought they were bunnies. Maybe that's just my imagination. I think I'm just imagining that. But it's so pretty. I love the little birds. And I really like how it says the token of love. Now, I believe this sampler was given to Beatrix Potter as a gift. She did not stitch this herself, but it is in her home. So that is my haul from Stitchy Box. And then I also got, so this is to go with my berry basket. I'm going to turn it into a project bag for my summer stitching. So I got this cute strawberry fabric, probably for my lining and maybe the top panel. Got it from Fat Quarter Shop, and a little charm to go on the zipper. It's a little zipper pull, little strawberry, very cute. And I love how it's pink like the ones in the chart, and there's a little like strawberry blossom right there. So that is it. I have no new releases to share with you today, but please feel free to check out my Etsy shop. I have some fall designs and Halloween. So tell me what you're working on. What are your September plans? Are you doing sampler September soiree? Are you stitching fall? Do you like stitching Halloween? What are you doing? So that's it. So thank you for watching. I really appreciate you spending time with me. I tried to kind of go a little bit more slow today. Please be sure to like the video, become a subscriber, and follow me on Instagram. And I'll see you later. Take care, everyone. Bye.